E hoje também teremos reflexões importantes e informações decisivas para o setor que tanto orgulha o nosso país. Muitas abordagens diferenciadas, palestras vibrantes, disseminação de dados, oportunidades de aprendizado, realização de contatos e troca de informações. Os que estão conosco desde o início já sabem, mas me permitam me apresentar. Meu nome é Simone Julião, eu sou mestre de cerimônias, jornalista e publicitária. Estaremos aqui juntos até o final do dia de hoje, que é o terceiro e último dia. Bem, o Instituto Rio Metrópole apresenta o Rio+Agro, que conta ainda com o patrocínio do Ministério de Agricultura e Pecuária, MAPA, da Secretaria Estadual de Agricultura, Pecuária e Abastecimento do Rio de Janeiro, SEAPA, da PESAGRO, da Portos Rio, da Secretaria de Estado de Energia e Economia do Mar, CENEMAR, Subsecretaria de Agricultura da Casa Civil do município do Rio de Janeiro, Prefeitura de Macaé, Prefeitura de Maricá, AMAR, Caixa e Secretaria Estadual de Defesa do Consumidor. Agradecemos também a parceria com a Rede Globo e a parceria social com o Sesc Mesa. Além de uma programação exclusiva e diferenciada aqui na plenária, teremos também muitas novidades e informações na Arena de Inovação, que fica do outro lado deste pavilhão. E como se não bastasse, sempre após as atividades do dia, todas as noites, um show exclusivo. Antes de ontem, primeiro dia, tivemos o Danilo e Davi, ontem foi o Léo Jaime e hoje, Michel Teló. Sim, ele vai encerrar a nossa programação do Rio+Agro com muito estilo. Em resumo, fiquem atentos porque a programação é extensa e imperdível. Iniciamos as atividades de hoje com uma palestra muito especial. Quem nos fala é o CEO da Flogen Technology e presidente do CIPS, Florian Kongoli. Ele irá abordar o tema, o papel revolucionário da inteligência artificial na agricultura sustentável. E para moderar a apresentação, convido o assessor do Ministério da Agricultura e Pecuária, senhor José Carlos Polidoro. Polidoro, por favor.
Bom, senhoras e senhores, bom dia. Mais uma vez aqui no nosso terceiro e último dia do Fórum Rio+Agro, o maior fórum de sustentabilidade agroambiental do mundo. Nós temos o prazer aqui de iniciar as sessões de hoje. Esta palestra, ela mostra com muita clareza o objetivo deste evento, que é trazer aqui para o Rio de Janeiro, uma cidade que foi a primeira capital do agronegócio do Brasil, né? O Dr. Florian Kongoli, que nos traz a última novidade e o último desafio para todas as áreas da sociedade, mas principalmente para a agropecuária, que é a introdução da inteligência artificial no nosso dia a dia. Então, aproveitem esse bom tempo aqui para entender o cenário total. Dr. Florian, you have 45 minutes to show us your ideas and to transmit to our public the best information about artificial intelligence in agriculture. Feel free.
So, good morning. It's a real pleasure to be here again. I was here last year, and I'm so happy to see that the Rio+Agro is growing and is becoming one of the major events in Rio de Janeiro. And this is thanks to Carlos and Marcelo. I guess they have the role to make it bigger every year. What I'm speaking today is about a hot topic, artificial intelligence and automation, and its role in agronomy and agroeconomy, both of them. There is a delay here a little bit. There is a delay in moving the slides. It's going backwards.
Eu tenho um terceiro aqui.
I can ask next, but it's going backwards.
A gente já tinha testado.
No, it's not the first screen. It's going, I push this. I push this, but it goes forward, not backwards.
Deixa eu mudar para
Oh, okay.
Já passei, mas ele quer. You can order for the next slide, next slide.
Okay. Okay.
Coloca no primeiro slide.
Does not correspond. Okay. Okay, so we had a small glitch here. I'm restarting because of the cameras. So it's again a pleasure, a great pleasure to be here. I was here last year at Rio+Agro, and I see that Rio+Agro is becoming one of the major events in Rio de Janeiro, not only in agroeconomy, but a little bit wider, as I see, and the exhibition is larger. And this is due to the hard work directed by Marcelo Favoreto, Carlos Favoreto and Marcelo that are here. A pleasure to have you listening to my talk. So today, what I'm speaking about is artificial intelligence and automation. It's a very hot topic. There is still confusion in literature and in many other fields, as in many other fields, about the role of artificial intelligence. Is good, is bad, at up to what limit. So the title of the presentation, it is a revolutionary role of artificial intelligence and in sustainable agroeconomy. So next slide, please. So artificial intelligence and automation. Previously, the word artificial intelligence is just modern. It is a hot topic. I'm sorry, but it's not working. It one at a time, please. I need to push it myself. Yes. Yeah, I tell, but they went 5, 6 ahead. There is a big delay in the signal. Yeah, this is 6. It doesn't correspond. Okay. But still, this is no problem. Okay. I'm sorry, we have a glitch here. So when we speak about AI, it's a very hot topic today. But automation has been in use for so long. Now they are very close to each other. They are not the same thing, but I'm going to analyze them both. In the beginning, when we didn't have AI, we had automation. What was the look of the society and the economists on the automation? And then you'll see that the picture is not nice at all. Let's go to the next slides in order for you to understand. I'm showing first an article published in New York Times in August 2013. Computerization has fostered a polarization of employment with job growth concentrated in both highest and lowest paid occupation. So the idea is how technology wrecked the middle class. So the authors are two famous economists, one from USA and one from Spain. They were against automation, completely against automation. If we go to the next slide, you'll see that this is not an isolated subject. You'll see here there are many other famous scholars. For example, are we in danger of losing the race against the machine? Are we becoming enslaved of our robots overload? Do smart machines threaten us with long-time misery? Have we reached the end of labor? And if you see, there are so many famous scholars, especially in economics, being against automation. So among others, the robots today. So this was the picture not long time ago. If we go to the next slide, you'll see that the AI now, it is really something that being popular but also not popular depends who you speak to. The question is AI and automation sustainable? This is the major issue. And then if we go to the next slides, you'll see that in order to determine this, we need some criteria. We need some criteria, and we would need also some broad sense in order to understand how sustainable can be automation and AI. I'm glad to say that in my book that I published in 2012, so about 23 years ago, 22 years ago, I classify automation as a sustainable activity. I was only among the small ones. I mean, the few people that saying that automation was a good activity, because as you see, I showed previously, the general perception of society was very bad. Now, if you go further, you'll see that this book has been distributed more than 100,000 around the world. If you go to the next slides, please, you'll see more than 100,000 copies around the world. And the idea in this book is so pertinent today. This is more than 12 years ago. So my conclusion was that automation is closely related to the sustainable development. So if you do more with less, that's sustainable. It's one of the principles of sustainability. If you replace the routine human work with robots, this is actually a good activity. Sure, we're going to lose some jobs, but they will be relocated in more productive way, in more non-routine jobs, which helps the society much more than the routine job. So this cycle that we have a new invention, and then we model or we automate the invention, the routine work of the invention. This frees energy and space to create a new innovation, and then this automation, this is automated through various models and AI, and then liberate space to create so many other useful activities for society. So basically, it quadruples the speed of development. So that's why in 2012, 13 years ago, 15 years ago almost, I predicted this. And today, we are exactly at the same situation, but just now the term is AI. AI includes automation, but plus machine learning. So they are close to each other, but not the same thing, but the end goal is the same. So if we go to the next slide. Now, how we determine that automation and AI is sustainable activity? As I mentioned, we need to have some criteria in order, universal criteria, not those that create confusion, that just look at a small angle or a small portion of the picture and not the big picture. And this is Flogen Sustainability Framework as a tool, a universal tool to determine any activity, it is sustainable or it is not sustainable. If we go back, if we go in the next slide, you'll see that just a short overview. Our concept is completely different from what you used to see in the literature. This was developed in 2015. We published in 2016. We divided criteria from pillars or actors. They were in a basket where pears and apples were mixed and nobody knew what are the criteria and what are the actors. So we divided this and we specifically said there are three criteria: economic protection, economic development, environmental protection, and social development. They have to be fulfilled simultaneously. If any of those are not fulfilled, then you are not sustainable. Until 10 years ago, we are concentrating on industrial revolution. We forgot the environment. Then we saw that the environment is deteriorated. We concentrated, we went to another extreme, only environment, and we forgot the economy. Then when the economic crisis came, then we said, oh, we forgot, we went to the extreme, to the environment, we forgot the economy. So this kind of excesses we see all the time in a political class movement or any politicians or any government. They are always post-mortem reactors. They react. They do not prevent. They do not predict. And this is our concept. It doesn't allow you to go to the extremes. You have to fulfill three of them simultaneously. These are the criteria. If we go to the next slides, you'll see that the actors or pillars are completely separate. Those are the actors who can help or hinder sustainability. And they are science and technology and industrial practice, governance in three branches, and education and civil society. So these are equally important. If we do not cooperate within the three pillars, then we are not able to achieve the three criteria simultaneously or with difficulty. So this is our concept, the criteria to evaluate AI in agronomy and in other related fields. If we go to the next stage, this concept, which is unique in the world, is in a form of table with 3 pillars. The next slides, please. So it's a very innovative. There are 3 criteria supported by table of 3 pillars. So if it is 3 pillars, any of the pillars go down, everything gets destroyed. So this is the way, these are the criteria and the actors that make it happen or hinder it. So this is a tool, is a revolutionary tool to analyze any activity in the society. And I'm proud to mention that in September 2024, a Flogen sustainability framework was turned to a law, as a constitutional law of the city of Nova Friburgo in Brazil. It is the only city in the world that has turned an academic concept into law, because this is not only academic concept, this applies to all activities. I'll show a little bit later how this concept is turned to the law in the city of Nova Friburgo. And any projects of the city, strategic or day-to-day project, have to pass the criteria of this law in order to be approved. So any activity of the municipality will be approved only if it follows Flogen sustainability framework. I'm going to go a little bit later. Now, how I can use this framework to determine if automation and AI is sustainable or no. Then we're going to go to the next slide. So we are making the analysis why AI is good for the agronomy and generally for any society activity. We go to the next slide, and you'll see that first of all there are 3 criteria that I just mentioned. So AI, does it protect the environment, yes or no? This was the first criteria. And the reply is yes. Why? It's much easier through AI and automation to control the emissions than any other means. So it's a direct influence in the activity. Saves overall energy and reduces cost, short or long time. This is reducing cost and reduce energy. It's one of the criteria of sustainability. Where it enters in the criteria, it enters in the economic development. So less cost, more productivity, and we have development of the economy, one of the criteria. And control of the environment is the other criteria. So these are related, they are not cut, but they are close to each other. The next criteria, as you mentioned, is the economy. Does AI helps the economy or hinders the economy? So you get to the next stage, next slide. We'll see that in terms of the economy, the second criteria of sustainability. Why it is good? Because it stimulates growth, removes the routine job, routine tasks, and free space, frees energy to develop new innovative things that cannot be automated. So that cannot be invented by a robot. The innovation, until now, it is part of the human body, is a prerogative of the human. The robots cannot invent new things. Probably it might take a long time to learn to teach a robot to invent new things. I doubt too much that. But as of now, humans are the innovators. Robots are masters of the routine. Okay? So it creates and maximizes an add-on value, much better than human. Increases productivity, efficiency, and quality of the products. This goes directly to the economic development because it reduces waste and saves time, effort, and financial resources. Economy is financial resource. You cannot divide it. You cannot divide them. You are a good economist. if you increase the efficiency and economic bottom line of a company. So and also it creates new type of jobs, those jobs that are really needed to the society. So if we are able to eliminate the routine job, all the energy and space and humanity will deal with specific jobs to create new things, innovations that cannot hardly be done by the robots. Until now, it's zero. Probably many years later, they'll be able to invent some new things, but they cannot. So this is in the economic dimension, this is automation, and AI is sustainable. Now, somebody says that it needs a lot of servers, a lot of energy. That's true, but if you compare, if you do the analysis, if you compare with the amount of energy you save and the amount of routine work it saves, there is no comparison. Sure, you cannot have a solution without energy. The question at the end of the day is how this balance out. So did we gain more than we lose, or vice versa? In this case, we gain much more. So on the next slide is the third criteria I just mentioned. Remember, I said there are three criteria. If one of those is not fulfilled, we are not sustainable. They have to be fulfilled simultaneously. So at the end of the day is everything what is done, everything what we are doing for what? We are doing for the human, for the humanity. If everything we do goes against humanity, goes human rights or the quality of life of humans, we are basically doing nothing. So if we protect the planet and we save the planet, but everybody kills themselves, there is no human in the planet, what's the result of that? So at the end of the day, the criteria is social development is one of the criteria to be fulfilled simultaneously. And automation and AI, here also, it is very important and it is positive. It's not negative. Why? Increasing the living standards of humans. At the end of the day, humans matter. A planet without humans is equally dead as a dead planet with humans. So people do not understand that. So it changes the human culture in a positive way, urging education to go to new jobs, new innovative jobs, and help profit distribution proportional to the innovative jobs. This is a very important concept. Today we are saying, okay, wealth, 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 wealth. And people look very close to their nose and say, okay, why we need this wealth when some people are very rich, some people are very poor? So we don't need the growth because growth goes to the rich. Yes, but this is not sustainable. Growth has nothing to do with the distribution of the growth, distribution of the results of the growth. Distribution is another parameter for sustainable development. It enters here as social development. So growth is not against development, sustainable development. What is against sustainable development is distribution of the growth disproportionately. So this enters so the whole concept that we had until now, growth is not good, is completely wrong. If growth is not distributed properly, that's not the fault of the growth. It's the fault of people that distribute it. It's the fault of politicians that speak a lot, but basically do nothing. So this is their real job. Okay? But automation helps this. So we have three criteria, three fulfillments of three criteria, and in this case, we have a sustainable activity. So AI is sustainable, automation is sustainable. If we go to the next slide. Now, I said that there are three pillars, three actors that can help or hinder sustainability. Now, First of all, normally I start with science and technology, but today I start with the role of the government. So, automation and AI, development of these innovative things needs energy, need people, need education. Government has a role there in order to fund and educate people. But also, the government has a role to determine the legal framework. If, for example, an automation or AI, a robot, turns against the humans, then what we're supposed to do? Now, some people say we don't need automation because there is a risk, or everything has a risk. Even the iPhone, if you keep in the pocket or has a risk. Everything, even electricity has a risk. You have to manage the risk, and this is the role of the government. You have to manage the risk of AI going out of hands, to go against the humans. So imagine any development in the world can be used for good or bad. Alfred Nobel developed dynamite for mining. It was used again as a preferred tool in the World Wide I and the World Wide I and II. So everything can be used in a good and a bad position. The government has to set the framework and the laws, and to make the development of the AI to abide by the laws. And the government will help with lifelong education. As I said, the routine work will be gone. Nobody will be doing any routine work in agronomy and other fields. The people that are going to lose the jobs, it's the role of the government to pay and give them courses for free, to educate them, to have more innovative jobs and create more wealth. So abusing automation and AI is a real possibility, but is manageable with the help of the government. So this is one of the pillars, government, which include legal system and basically the three branches of the government: legal, executive, and legislative. If we go to the next slide, is the next pillar. By the way, this is just to show that we have achieved, but before going to the next pillar, we have achieved great success in terms of automation and AI in heavy industries and chemical industries. Our system has been able to reduce energy consumption by, depending on the reactor and the company, from 10 to 40%. We have increased the productivity from 20 to 30%, depending on the project. An improvement of the quality of the products is one of the things that we always do. A decrease of the fluctuation of specification is improved by 40%. A decrease of the number of shutdown is decreased by 30%, and the waste decreased by 10 to 50%. And the bottom line profit of the company goes from 0.5 to 12 million US dollars additional profit. So if you go to the next slide. So in the agronomy and agroeconomy, how AI can affect anything. So the next slide, please. This is now AI in agronomy and agroeconomy, which is the subject of this gathering. So how many times the lack of food has been claimed in the world continuously? The first time that we said that the world will die because of famine, because we don't have food, has been since 1798 from Malthus. And from them, as we go to the next slides, please. So many books, so many publications, so many have predicted they will not have enough food because the population of the world will be increasing exponentially. So you see some of the books published and even signing by President of the United States, some of them. So the problem is, since 1798, we are still no crisis in economy, correct? So why this happened? Shortly, I will tell you why. Among all, is because of, you go to the next slide. Why this happened? Because of the science and technology, and among others, because of automation, especially automation in the agro business. You see, the population is true, has been increased by exponentially. So from 1800 to 2000 has been increased from 1 billion to 6 billion. It will be about 9 billion in a few years. We will lack the food, okay? Many say yes, but I'm saying no for a specific reason, because of the help of automation and AI and the science and technology in itself. If we go to the next slide, very short, I mentioned this. It was the green revolution among science, technology, and automation that makes possible to increase productivity in bigger and at bigger scale. And this is so important. It is true that if we would not have the science and technology, we'll have crisis, food crisis in the world. But the solution from science and technology made possible that we don't have crisis since 1798. So if you go to the next slide. After this, I mentioned this shortly. Another one. So if you see the data from United Nations, not my data, they are there public, but people do not read, and people do not draw their conclusion. Next slide, please. So you can see that the food production has been increased from 237% to 414% since 1961. And the population has been increased generally from 183 to 139%. So the food production has been quadrupled or tripled more than population. Why? Because these books alerted the society, and scientists produced through automation and AI higher productivity and many other new innovation in technology that make possible that today we have no food crisis. Next slide, please. So the same conclusion, you can see it in a graphical form. So you see that the production of the food, of all sorts of type of food, is much higher, more than double, triple, than the increase of the population. So this is the history that's just a few years ago. Science made it work. Automation made it work. AI will make it even better. So to adapt to the increase of population more than 10 billion, I am pretty sure if we handle it correctly, we'll not have any new crisis. In the other slide, you're going to see that, okay, the food, it was overcome, and it was higher. The next slide, please. Overpassed the population, correct? But one of the criteria of sustainability it is, what about the quality of life? So you can, okay, we don't have food crisis, but what about the quality of life? One of the criteria of sustainability is the quality of life. If we don't have quality of life increase, we're doing nothing. Basically, we're not sustainable, okay? Amazon, for example, okay, we are saying to keep it green, correct? That's a very good goal. The question is, what's about the economy of Amazon? What about the quality of life of people living in Amazon? It is very bad. We can protect the environment, but if we don't protect people, the quality of life of people, and the economy which is related to that, basically we are not sustainable. Protecting Amazons, the forests, without taking care of the quality of life of people living there. And the economy of those areas is not sustainable. This is related exactly with this. How to achieve that? Through science, technology, automation, and AI. You can increase the economy of Amazon in such a way, protecting all the natural environment, all the forest. If you are able to do this, then you are sustainable. If you close your eyes, you say, okay, I'm protecting the green, but I don't care for people who live there. They die at 30 years old. I don't care for that. That's not sustainable. So the quality of life, we increase the food production, but the quality of life in different parts of the world increased also. What is the criteria of quality of life? Is longevity. People started to live more and more. This is the quality of life. So not only we, automation, AI, and science and technology increase the productivity more than the population, but also the quality of life increased. This is a best example we can give to the politicians and scientists to work in this area. The next slide, please. So I did the analysis shortly through the Flogen sustainability framework. So this is the key to understand any of the activity in life, especially in agronomy, why something in activity is sustainable. We go to the next slide, please. So now, how AI and automation affect agroeconomy? This is we are here. This touches directly your lives in agroeconomy. As you'll see the next slide, sorry, you'll see that many of you knows this, but this is an analysis on terms of Flogen sustainability framework. So, precision farming, AI-driven sensors and satellite imagery enable site-specific management of soil, water, nutrient, reducing waste, and maximizing yield. What we said here, that's one of the criteria of Flogen sustainability framework. And AI does exactly that. Automated machinery, robots planter, harvesters, improved planting accuracy, reduce crop damage, while lowering labor cost. What did I mention before there? It is AI, it is fulfillment of Flogen sustainability criteria. And smart irrigation. AI system optimized watering, scheduled based on soil moisture, weather forecast, crop needs. So we don't waste water anymore. You hear water, 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 but we spend, you will get amazed to see how much water we use in agronomy that we don't need. We overflow, we probably use 5 or 10 times more water than we need for a good agronomy, because we are not able to control. And AI and automation control this. That's what I mentioned, and one of the criteria of sustainability. In the other slide, there are other examples. Just continue, please. Okay. So, early pest and disease detection. Okay. Drones, computer vision algorithm detect stress, infestation, diseases early, and you can prevent. So you increase productivity. That's what I said. Productivity is economy. But you protect the environment at the same time, and at the same time you are able to prevent, also to keep the crop healthy. Yield prediction. Machine learning models forecast crop yield using soil data, weather patterns, historical performance. So you control things that we cannot control previously. So it's a huge, huge improvement in the agronomy. And climate resilience. AI tools can help farmers adapt climate variability by predicting weather precisely. So you don't have any more uncertainty. Oh, it is raining tomorrow, it's not raining tomorrow, the weather is not good. It predicts it much more precisely than any other tool available until now. And this is automation, this is AI, this is criteria of sustainability, reducing cost, increase the efficiency, and increase the economic output. In the next slide, if you can continue a little bit more. A little bit more. Supply chain optimization. What do we suffer today? What we suffered during COVID? It was supply chain. What many countries are suffering now because of the Trump tariffs is supply chain. So, AI analyzes market trends and logistics to improve inventory management, pricing strategies, and distribution efficiency. Without this, you cannot really do anything. So you can do it like we are doing right now, but the efficiency is very poor, okay? Labor efficiency. So manual labor, we don't have manual labor, we don't have people that go to the field, they are paid very low, they are not interested to work in those fields. So these are routine jobs, these are routine work. We do not need humans to do that. If we are able to do it with robots, and we are able to do the automation and AI, these people sure will lose their job. But the government can make sure that they go to classes and educate themselves in order to produce more innovative work, innovative idea than to do the routine job. Routine job is the enemy of the development in my point of view. So you should bring it to zero through AI. And all the energy created, it is good because it will serve, all the works will be tended toward more innovation than routine. Okay? Not only that, but the quality of life will be much better. Why? Because people will have more. For example, instead of working five days per week, we can work 3 days per week because all the robots will do the routine job. This is quality of life. Okay? So, sustainable practices. AI minimizes overuse of fertilizer, pesticides, promoting environmentally friendly farming and reducing runoff. So, fertilizer and pesticides, okay? Now, there's another huge theory behind that. Some they're saying, okay, we should go to toward organic production, okay? Organic production is good, but you have to be careful what do you call organic production. Why? Because what will be the efficiency if we have everything organic? It will be very low. We'll produce much less food. What is our need here today? For 10 billion people, we need more food. Okay. But on the other side, pesticides are dangerous. That's correct. Some fertilizers are not good for the health, for people. Although our quality of life and of people increased, although we have been using fertilizer, but the quality of life has been increasing. So we increase the food, we increase the quality of life. But okay, but the people and humanity goes toward an ideal case. So if fertilizer are some of them are dangerous, or some pesticides are dangerous, what's the solution? To cut them off and go to the organic? We can do that. We'll produce much less food. No more food for 10 billion people. What are you going to do? You're going to kill some people in order to have enough food for half a population? This is not sustainable. So what's the solution? Is science and technology. What do? You improve pesticides. You replace pesticides with safe replacements. You do anything else. This is science. And minimally, AI can reduce the amount of pesticide if we are not able temporarily to reduce them, to improve them, or to get rid of them. So this is huge potential. Genetic improvement. AI accelerates crop breeding by identifying optimal genetic traits or resilience, yield, and nutritional value. So if some part of some crops have more productivity, AI can detect where to concentrate our effort in order to reduce energy and to increase productivity, but also the safety of humans. At the end of the day, everything is done for the safety of humans. AI should be the goal to increase the safety and quality of life of humans. If we don't achieve that, we are planning for a planet without people, and it is safe, which serves to nobody. Decision support systems, integrated platforms offer real-time recommendation to farm operation, enhancing strategic planning and risk management. Very important for farmers. They go and they say, wow, what I have been missing, without having these tools. So this is the future. This is the future. It's huge sustainable activity, but with huge opportunity. So all this analysis again was done through applying Flogen sustainability framework, that ultimate tool to analyze all action in agronomy, to fulfill the 3 criteria simultaneously, and to cooperate between science and technology, government, and education and civil society as pillars, as the actors to get that. So that's why we're proud to say that Flogen sustainability framework is the best tool to be used in this direction. And as I mentioned in the beginning, Flogen sustainability framework now, since September 2024, it's a law, it's a constitutional law of the city of Nova Friburgo in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And we are honored that this was adopted. This was adopted unanimously. All parties, the governing party, the opposition party, the independents, all voted in favor. You know, sometimes people on the right are against too much environment, some people on the left are against too much of productivity, but this unified them all. They vote unanimously to get this because this avoids any extremes. Any project that the municipality will approve will go through Flogen sustainability framework criteria. The strategic one and day-to-day projects, if the criteria are not fulfilled, they will not be approved. And this is without extremes. And if you can go a little bit to the next slide. Just to a little bit more. Is the same slide. So here, for example, you'll have the a short video, about 2 minutes, 2 short videos of the city council of the city of Nova Friburgo that initiated the law in the Nova Friburgo, and he explains very shortly, and it's in Portuguese and the translation in English, how Flogen sustainability framework became law. There are 2 short videos. They are in Portuguese with translation in English, 2 minutes each, and you'll see and you'll appreciate everything I said until now in terms of the applying of Flogen sustainability framework into agronomy. So please, the first video.
O método Flogen, ele parte do seguinte pressuposto, inclusive para a gente orientar a implementação dos 17 ODS da ONU. Ele trabalha sempre na base do 3. Ele tem a primeira base, são 3 pilares. Olha só, senhores vereadores, a importância disso. Quais são os pilares atores de sustentação do método? A governança e a gestão. Os governos têm que estar envolvidos nisso. A gestão em todos os níveis, legislativo, executivo, judiciário. O segundo pilar ator, a ciência, a tecnologia e a prática industrial. E nesse sentido é tão bonito, eu fiz uma visita à Stan. A Stan é uma empresa que já pratica o método Flogen. Eu vou explicar depois porquê. E aqui um elogio à empresa Stan, à sua equipe ambiental inclusive, ao compromisso da empresa com a sustentabilidade. E o terceiro pilar, a educação, observem bem, educação e sociedade civil. Então, o Dr. Flogen, ele escolhe os elementos primaciais, nucleares, para instituir os atores e pilares de sustentabilidade. Agora, o que eles sustentam? eles sustentam 3 critérios. Segundo o autor Flogen, segundo está constante da legislação no artigo 2º, no parágrafo 2º, se não me falha a memória, eu lá disponho: só haverá sustentabilidade quando houver a simultaneidade de 3 critérios fundamentais. O primeiro, a proteção ambiental. O segundo, o progresso social. E o terceiro, o crescimento econômico.
And we have the next video is another 2 minutes. Go to the next one.
Eu lhes pergunto a todos: a Amazônia é sustentável? Retoricamente, não, porque tem gente passando sede, tem gente passando fome, tem miséria. Sustentabilidade, para existir, tem que ter um equilíbrio e interseccionamento desses 3 elementos. Olha a importância do nosso planejamento, até porque faz parte do pronunciamento de todos os vereadores aqui da casa, do interesse da sociedade. Todos os colegas, independente de oposição, situação, todos têm essa preocupação. E a matéria vem exatamente contemplar isso, uma preocupação que é uníssona em todos nós. Então, esses 3 critérios são fundamentais e são sustentados por esses pilares que eu acabei de mencionar. Só que há um dado ainda, vereador Carlinhos, fantástico. O que eu tenho que observar na aplicabilidade desses critérios? A tolerabilidade, a tolerância da aplicação de uma medida, a equitatividade, ou seja, o equilíbrio, a medida justa, correta, e a viabilidade. É viável? Não é viável? Então, o método, ele cria um sistema de controle, de autorregulação, de modo que não descambe para o desequilíbrio para um lado ou para outro. Eu não posso ter desequilíbrio na proteção ambiental, eu não posso gerar desequilíbrio no crescimento econômico, eu não posso gerar desequilíbrio no progresso social. Essa visão é uma visão que precisa ressignificar o conceito de sustentabilidade mundialmente. Por isso a gente tem hoje um planeta com tanta desigualdade social, com tanta miséria, século XXI, gente morrendo de fome, porque está exatamente desfigurado o processo de sustentabilidade que o método Flogen procura ordenar. Método esse que mundialmente precisa ser implementado no planejamento e desenvolvimento das cidades. E é isso que essa legislação promove, é isso que a Casa Legislativa estará legando ao povo, a Nova Friburgo, à região, ao Estado do Rio de Janeiro, ao Brasil, ao mundo.
So, this is the reasons to finalize. This is the reason, this is the last slide. Based on this concept, we have organized since 2003 Sustainability Through Science and Technology Summit. In different parts of the world. In 2018, it was in Rio de Janeiro. I am also an honorary citizen of Rio de Janeiro. This year, we go many countries around the world. This year is in Cebu, Philippines, in one of the best tourism areas of Asia. And one symposium is in agronomy in cooperation with Carlos Favoreto. And also another, there are 50 symposia. It's a multidisciplinary summit with 50 symposia, including agroeconomy. As you see, we have 10 Nobel laureates participating and many famous academics, lawyers, medical doctors to make viable, sustainable, as per Flogen sustainability framework, the life on Earth and beyond. So with this, I wanted to invite you all who can, they can contact me or or go to the website. It's free to all to participate. You don't need invitation. So thank you very much. Muito obrigado. Thank you.
Bom, I would like to thank you, Mr. Florian. Please sit here at my side. Pessoal, nós estamos com o tempo estourado, tivemos alguns problemas técnicos para iniciar a palestra, mas aqui, aproveitando a presença do Dr. Florian, eu ousei aqui abrir para uma única pergunta. Se alguém tiver interesse em fazer, por favor, levante a mão. Seja breve, se identifique para nós aproveitarmos aqui o tempo que temos. Alguém tem interesse em fazer alguma pergunta?
Alô? Bom dia. Eu gostaria de saber quais são os cases de agricultura 5.0, onde se tem esse nível de automação, né, sensores coordenados por IA no Brasil e no mundo. Se Nova Friburgo já tem algum case onde a gente possa visitar e verificar também os resultados do aumento da produção e redução do desperdício em função, né, da tecnologia sendo aplicada, automação controlada pela IA.
So the law in Nova Friburgo was approved and is law since September 2024. So it's only 1 year old. So every project, strategic or day-to-day, has to pass the criteria of the Flogen sustainability framework in order to be approved. So to assure environmental protection, the economic development, and increase the quality of life of human beings simultaneously. So, in terms of the agronomy, any automation, any AI effect influence so big the production in agronomy. And they are working on in these directions because the Flogen Sustainability Framework as a law favors new technologies that achieve these three criteria. As far as I know, they are working very hard in this direction. Anyone that is interested to visit, we can put in touch with the mayor, and then you can have private or public visits. So feel free to contact me, and then we're going to pass the message to the mayor of Nova Friburgo. There are many other municipalities that are planning to adopt Flogen sustainability framework into law in Brazil. But imagine, it's the only municipality in the world that has a law related to sustainability. Sustainability is only basically is blah blah blah, or in a specific field. So, for example, if I decrease the oil engine in the machine, in the cars, and I use I use electricity, but electricity is produced by coal. Gain is zero. So that's why a global view, global analysis through Flogen sustainability framework will give you the real, it is sustainable, real or no. So there are many municipalities planning to adopt this as a law because it helps their bottom line. Bottom line in three directions: sustainability, protection of the environment, economic development, and increasing the quality of human lives. That's the main point. So all these municipalities has looked at Nova Friburgo. But again, to come to your question, feel free to contact me, and we're going to put in touch with the mayor of Nova Friburgo for a public or private visit.
Okay, Mr. Florian. I would like to thank you for the presentation. It was a pleasure to
It's a
receive
great pleasure
you here.
again
Okay.
to be with you.
Feel free to back in the next Rio+Agro. Okay?
Sure. Already promised.
Ok. Pessoal, nós aqui terminamos essa sessão plenária. Permaneçam aqui que logo em seguida nós vamos começar aí os painéis simultâneos. Muito obrigado a todos. Uma salva de palmas para o Dr. Florian, por favor.
Muito obrigado.